Alrighty, assuming you've got Cakewalk installed and grabbed all of the plugins, the first thing I need to show you is how to install the plugins. So, let's see. Let's go to downloads. Show you what to do here. So, let's just take the plate reverb install, for example. They're going to come in as zip files, right? There's two different types of systems that this will have. So I've already unzipped it to the same folder, because you'll probably end up deleting it or whatever. Or you can drag them to a safe spot for install later. So what you want to do is open this folder, and okay, this is an application install. So you want to go ahead and I'll show you what to do. I'm not going to install it because I already have it installed. So this will launch your setup wizard. Agree. Yes. Okay, this is the path. This is what I wanted to show you. So this is important when you install the plugins. So navigate to C drive, program files, assuming you're running 64-bit, Cakewalk, VST plugins. That's where you want it. All your plugins need to install there. Go ahead and click next, and it will install the plugin there. So I'm not going to install it because I've already done that. Now the plate reverb install, let me check to see if this one was like this. Unzip that folder, open the folder, or is that what I just did? I think that's what I just did. So let's do the ambience. This is a reverb plugin. Okay, here's the other way they come in. So this is a DLL. So what you want to do is you want to right click and copy that DLL. Navigate to C drive, program files, Cakewalk, VST plugins. Best thing to do probably, I just made a mistake. So let's go to, you want to grab that whole folder. Just copy that whole folder in. So right click, copy, C drive. That's only if it's a DLL. That's not for an executable. Executable you have to install. All right, VST plugins, right click, paste, and you'll see ambience full, Windows, blah, 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 and you'll see the DLL in there. And Cakewalk will find it. So, that being said, that's how you do all your plugins. Get them in there. Now you can launch Cakewalk. So when you launch Cakewalk, what you want to do at the start screen is click New Project and click Basic, and that's what it's going to look like. Now yours is going to look a little different, so let me show you how to change this. If you like the Mercury skin, I'll show you how to get there. Go to Edit, Preferences, scroll down the left-hand pane to Customization, Themes. I have mine set on Mercury. Now this is what yours is going to look like by default. I don't like that. Whatever you want. If you want to change it to Mercury, change it to Mercury. So that's done. All right, now we have to set up the sound card. Very next thing to do, go to Preferences. Go all the way up here, Devices. So whatever sound card you have connected to your computer will show up in these windows. So you cannot use two different sound cards. They have to be the same sound card. So if you don't have ASIO for all and you're trying to use an internal sound card, I would probably recommend using that. ASIO for all, go online, type in ASIO for all, download it. Once it's downloaded and installed, make sure you install it with offline settings. You're going to need those. You're going to want those offline settings. So make sure it installs with offline settings. And what you do is go down to your search pane. Once it's installed, type in ASIO and ASIO V2 offline settings. Open this up, and you're going to want to make sure that ASIO for all is connected. I don't run it on anything because I don't need it, because I have external cards. But you want Oh, it just froze. Oh, that's interesting. I was just going to say the ASIO for all is a little quirky. It is quirky. So if it gives you any problems, rip it out, uninstall it. I'm thinking I probably should uninstall this. There we go. So I don't want it on the M-Audio Air. Okay, so make sure this is connected. You'll see Realtek Audio. Let's say you're bringing a microphone into your computer, right? And it's coming into a line in or a microphone in. Well, if it's plugged in, it's going to show up in this list. So you're going to make sure this light's on. And any of those inputs, Realtek, like your speakers and all that stuff, all of these should be lit up. All right, make sure that's turned on. And you're good. So you'll see ASIO for all up here in this list. It's right here. That will disappear once I uninstall it because I don't use it. But choose your appropriate sound card. Make sure all the boxes are checked for the sound card that you're going to use. All right. Now we can go to driver settings, and you should see it populate into these areas. Right. So this lists all of the inputs in the Tascam, and that will show all of the inputs in the card you're using. All right, so it's going to show your sample rate, which should default to the sample rate the card wants to use. You can try forcing that somewhere else. I just leave it alone. This is your buffer size. This is your ASIO panel, which would most likely this will open up your dedicated card panel. I'm not using ASIO on the Tascam, so this is what I'm using. All right. Buffer size. Obviously, the lower the buffer size, the less latency you're going to have, but the more unstable it could become. If you hear any choppiness or cutouts in the audio, then you're going to need to raise this buffer. All right. Once that's done, hit apply, close, you're good. Okay, next step. What you need to do now is you need to set, let's just take track 1 here, channel 1. You want to set this, you need to tell it where to get audio from and where it's going to go. So let's say, and I have to show you something here. So let's say you have to understand the way Cakewalk interprets the card inputs. So you'll see left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Well, these are all individual channels. Left, right is one channel, right is another channel on the sound card. So this is like a 10, I can't remember, a 10 or a 12 channel sound card. So let's say your mic is coming into channel 1. Well, you want left, mic in 1. That's channel 1. Right is number 2 on the sound card. 3 is number 3 on the sound card. Left mic 3 is number 3 on the sound card. Right mic 3 is number 4 on the sound card. You see where I'm going? So just treat this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and on and on. So let's choose left. Let's say you got audio coming, your microphone's in the left channel. And it's going to be respective to whatever card you're using. Yours is going to be different. So set that, and you'll notice down here you have a channel strip. So this is where you set your gain adjustment. This is your final drive to your master. So once you have this set up here, this should directly correspond right here. Yep, we're on left. So you can set it in either place. Now this you want to send to master unless you're going to set up separate buses. All right. Now you have to set your output now. We've got your input. Now we have to set your output, and the output has to go on the master. So most likely yours could be Realtek speakers out or whatever the output of your sound card is. Mine is stereo US 1641 out. So that's the output of the card. You've set that. Now keep in mind you will not hear any audio at all whatsoever if this box right here is not checked. See, it just lit up. So you must check this box. I go ahead and shut this off, the R, don't need it. This is the mute key. So if you mute it, you'll notice your channel goes dead. All right, but remember, you will not get any audio through Cakewalk unless this button is lit up. This is the echo button. All right, so make sure that's lit. We're going to leave that off for now. All right, now we got to get the effects in. So right here is your effects pane. All right, you've got a little button right here. It says bypass rack. This will take all of the effects that are loaded into the FX rack out. It'll bypass it. So we're going to leave that engaged. So now we have to go get our plugins. So let's say, for example, you want to use a multiband limiter. All right. So that would be dynamics. Yes. Yep. So that's your limiter. Now to set your limiter up, let's go ahead and turn the echo on in here. So you're going to see the audio come up. So just to demonstrate, the limiter will kind of keep it from overshooting. And this is a very good limiter. I really like this limiter. Again, don't forget to set your gain controls. All right, I'm going to show you how to set this up. So right here, these four things are the frequencies where your multiband limiter is running on. All right, you can take these and slide these to different areas to be more sensitive to different frequencies, range of frequencies. You can also all right, so what I use with the limiter is I use hard knee limiting. So if you place your cursor here and you left click on knee, you can back scroll the mouse to hard. Okay, I do this for all of them. This gives me the highest impact on the limiter. All right. So your common, make sure the limit is on. And let's see. I move my attacks down so they're pretty tight because I want it to engage. You can fuss with all these. I'm going to just roll them back to almost zero so the attack is like immediate. Just to show you. Okay, now here is the ratio. Now remember, you have these four tabs. These four tabs respond to the 5 tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5, you can change the ratio of this. If you increase the ratio, you'll see the limiting, it becomes an expander, right? So you don't want that. You want to scroll the mouse wheel down, back towards you, and this will provide a level of limiting. And you can do this for every single one. Check, 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 check. Audio, audio, audio. Check 1, 2, check, check. Check audio, audio. See how the meters, it's hitting the limiter and it's preventing no audio louder than where these meters are set to is not going to pass through to the next effect in the chain. So that's limiter setup basically in a nutshell. You can control the attack and the release as well. Okay, let's get out of there. So you'll notice it loaded it into this panel right here. And this is your FX window. All right, so let's go grab another one. So let's see, insert audio effects. Let's grab some EQ. Now some of these effects aren't going to be where you think they are. So go down to uncategorized. Your reverb, the ambience reverb, is going to be uncategorized. modern exciter is going to be in there. Let's stuff that one in there. So this is the modern exciter. This is a powerful weapon right here, man. This is a whole lot of go-go juice right here. Crazy how effective this thing is. Don't be afraid to play with that. Let's see if we can grab the EQ. Insert audio effects. What was the EQ I was using? It is, I think it's this one. Yes, it is this one. This is a nice EQ. It's an infinitely variable parametric. In other words, you can add bands to it. So you right-click anywhere in here, add new band, right-click, add new band, right-click, add new band, and it's, so on and so on. And you can slide these. You can grab them, left-click, highlight it, you can grab it. Now you can control each one of these, how much of a frequency, how many frequencies outside of center that it will affect, boost or cut. So if you roll it back, the bandwidth back, you can see the Q increase. So it'll only affect a very small portion of frequencies, or you can roll it back and it'll only affect that one frequency it's set on. So this is 2. This is set on 274 hertz. 274.8 hertz. That's how that works. All right. Now we can let's grab the ambience. This is the reverb. Now the reverb you want last in the chain. I don't fuss with these. I don't use the gating on it. And I haven't touched any of this. The time, diffusion is important. The size, okay? Pre-delay, the width is important. And the output is important. Now, this is where you control how much effect you have in the mix between the original audio signal and the affected signal. So most likely you're going to want to run this way up the dry side, and this you're probably going to pull back because it is going to get cavernous, baby. But you can control, you can tighten everything up, and this is a really nice reverb. So don't be afraid to play with this. This takes time. It'll take you time to set up, man. I have unbelievable number of hours into getting this stuff going. It's cool though. So one more thing we need if you're using voice, if you're using vocals, and I'll show you what that is. Insert audio effects. And again, you're going to see things in here that you don't see in yours. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. Okay, this is the RIA gate. So this is a key thing, the release you're going to want to pay attention to. This will tell it how long to stay open before it releases and closes again. This isn't bad by default, but it depends on the cadence of your voice. Sometimes you have to increase the release time a little bit. And now if you watch, when you bring the threshold up, this will gate, and you notice the meters went completely off. And it's a very nice gate. So you can set this up. See right there, the gate is closed until I speak. Now if I stop talking, the gate will close. It opens up when you talk and closes. Makes things very, very quiet. I don't have a gate running on the audio right now because I can't run 2 instances of Cakewalk. So this is the raw audio from the microphone, pretty much raw. So pardon the quality of the audio. It's probably pretty crappy. Anyways, that's it for the gate. Now you have to figure out where to orient these. All right. You do not want the gate before the reverb. You don't want the gate after the reverb. So I would move the gate up here. Reverb you want last. So you want your audio that's been EQ'd. Also, you want the exciter after the EQ. So how I would run it You can try running it, try shuffling these three around. Sometimes the limiter works better down here. I found that the limiter works better right at the start because it brings things under control for the rest of the channel strip, for the rest of the effects in the channel strip. You see what I'm saying? So you hit it with a multiband limiter first, takes off the tops, makes things more manageable, so you don't have like plus 0 dB spikes causing clipping and stuff. And then you bring it to the EQ, and then the exciter, and then the gate. The gate slams the door shut, and when the gate opens, it provides a signal to the reverb, but the gate will slam shut and the reverb will continue on, which is what you want. That is basically it. There's one other thing I need to show you. This is under Preferences. Go to VST Settings down here. File, VST Settings. Now I have a bunch of directories loaded in. You can scan for plugins. It does a scan automatically, but it may not find some of the plugins, even in that folder. So you can hit scan, and you look down here, 44 plugins found, 0. Okay. So if for some reason it doesn't find your plugin, click Add. Go to your C drive, Program Files, Cakewalk, and go to VST Plugins. Sometimes you may even want to click on the actual, like if ambience doesn't show up in there, go ahead and click on ambience and click OK. And what that will do is it will load it into the scan path. And then you can go ahead and hit scan and boom, it should find it instantly. So sometimes, who knows, it's a little quirky. That's basically it in a nutshell. Again, you got your input, you got your output. Mute will kill it. Make sure this is turned on. If the echo is not on, you won't get anything through. It doesn't matter what it is. That echo must be on. All right? If you want to get rid of a channel, just go up to the channel. This one. Delete track. Gone. If you want to add a track, click in here. Insert audio track, MIDI track, insert instrument. Could be anything. So there you go. That's it, man. Enjoy. Have fun. Lots of work. We'll see you.